There is no fear. This is the High Republic comics. This is the trade paperback, which I pre-ordered. This is all 5 of the first issues collected into one trade paperback. This is now available in stores if you want to buy these all together in one set instead of buying them weekly as they came out, which you can no longer do because, well, they're on issue number 6, and issues 6 through 10 will be collected in another trade paperback coming out later this year. So if you want this, go get this in stores. It's released yesterday at the time of recording this, and I'm going to talk about it because I finally had time to read these comics, which these were fantastic. I think these comics might be better than the High Republic books. Like Light of the Jedi, Rising Storm, Into the Dark, Out of the Shadows, those books. They are fantastic books, but if you are not if you're not someone who likes reading, books, and you prefer comics, these are fantastic. What I really like is the Drengir in this book. So in the comics, they're actually visualized here, which gotta say the art here is fantastic. I mean, look at that. That's what look at that. This is like, yeah. I mean, there's a Drengir right there. Kind of see what it looks like. There's some of the art. The art in this book is amazing. I'm just gonna quickly flip through it all because there isn't any real major spoilers. But you can see how fantastic some of this art is here. Amazing art here in this book. And I mean, all these characters are fantastic, and they continue the story really well. What I really liked about this book is you can tell that in the actual books and the comics, they are really setting up the prequel trilogy. Even though this is set 100 years before that, you can see how already there are people who do not like the Jedi coming in and setting up this new government. And yeah, that's interesting because that's, kind of sets up some of the distrust that people have with the Jedi in the prequels and stuff. And that's really interesting to read about. And, it presents some interesting conflicts in the Clone Wars show and in these comics, which are set hundreds of years before any of the prequel stuff. So it's really fascinating. And really great characters within this book. The Drengir are really good in this book because they're visualized, and I think in the comics, they're visualized, and you get to see how horrifying these creatures kind of look. In the books, it's kind of harder to tell what the deal is with them because you're not really seeing anything with them. But now in the actual books here, compared to the books, it's a lot better. So this here is a like I said, it's trade paperback, came out yesterday, and it's going for about $13 to $12. So I think that's fair because if you were to buy all these issues week to week, it would have been way more than that. It would be closer to $25. So you're getting a deal on this, and you're getting all 5 issues collected into one. So you can just read it as one continuous narrative. And this actually ends off the narrative here in this story, and the next volume 2, which just started releasing week to week. But I'll get the trade paperback. Wait for that because that's what I did for this, and that is going to continue off of that and adapt it into something a lot better. But it's going to be a different story and continues. It has some of the same characters and same events, but it's a different story. So, this kind of wraps up the conflict in this story basically, and then now we're setting up new conflict. So it's so this is now available. Like I said, if you want to pick this up, I think it's worth it. I think these comics are incredible. Some of the best modern Star Wars comics I've read recently. 10 out of 10. Check these out.